Hello, 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 and welcome to my reaction to Classroom of the Elite Season 2, Episode 12, I think. Yes. And next week will be the last episode of Season 2. I usually watch these live, but my internet isn't working today. I've consistently been testing the upload speed. It should be at least 4. I've been getting speeds of like 0.9. So yeah, just couldn't stream. Gonna try again tomorrow night, which is Tuesday. So I'm just watching this by myself tonight. And before we jump into tonight's episode, I just want to briefly highlight one of the dumbest comments I got last week, where some people were telling me that I didn't like the episode because I'm a feminist and I don't like seeing women get hurt. That's okay. The only thing that I'm going to say in response is that I watched and loved Berserk because it was brilliant writing. So yeah, I don't feel like I need to defend myself any more than that. It's a dumb comment. And rather than focus on the negative, stupid people, I just want to highlight a few of last week's commenters that added their own thoughts. Kiro King, Kabura, Timothy McNeil, Tree Ash, Rocky XU, thank you for doing like a spoiler warning, like ... enter, so that, you know, it's an explanation of something in the episode, but they give me like time, like if you want to read this, so that's pretty cool, thank you. And last but not least, Modru. Thank you guys for commenting on the last video and sharing your thoughts and watching my reaction. Let's jump into today's episode. I am aware that last time, apparently, the anime did change a lot with regards to how it was in the light novel. I'm not super clued in on the details, but I know one or two details. And I know that some people said that maybe towards the end of the last episode, it might be going to the rooftop. Let's just put it that way. They might be going there. So we'll see. If you hear a sniffling noise, that may be my cat. She's sitting over there. So yeah, let's get started. Sorry, I'll just move my phone in case it makes that beep 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 noise. Okay. Force without wisdom collapses beneath its own weight. Well, if that isn't about Dragon Boy, then I don't know what is. One more thing, I forgot to say last week. Apparently, I did notice that Dragon Boy did text the mastermind, and apparently Kay did text him as well, but I don't think that was shown, so I don't really like people saying that unless it was shown. I also missed it, but we'll see. So if I did miss that, very possible, you know, sometimes things slip by.
私に話とは何だ。綾小路。
一つ重要な情報をお伝えしようと思いまして。このままでは今日を境に D クラスは二度と上に上がれなくなりますよ。今頃龍炎が軽井沢を呼び出して面白いショーを始めていることでしょうね。
お前の魂胆は読めたぞ。私を動かして軽井沢を助けさせるつもりか。
受けてくれ。
What a fucked up teacher. Bye. Sorry, my cat just strolled by me. She hears that and knows it's true, and like, I don't know, but I feel like a teacher should worry about the student a little bit more than that. God. Teachers these days. Oh yeah, I forgot about the school. But like, really, is this the kind of school where a girl could be physically tortured? Because it's not like, I'm pretty sure these teachers know how violent Dragon Boy is. So is this really the kind of school that even if a girl is being physically tortured, they'll be like, eh? Because I do understand that the school is meant to be like a reflection of, it's like a microcosm of the real world. But would an average person, when they know someone's being tortured around the corner, really just not care? I don't know. I guess the light novel sets a better stage for the overall story, but it just feels like a little bit of a stretch to me, this teacher and her. But I mean, it doesn't make sense if she cares about getting her class advanced. Wouldn't getting Ryuen expelled help with that? Because he's like the mastermind of Class C, right? So, and one of their key components that helps this class is Karuizawa. So I don't know, this teacher is dumb. At this point, I feel like there are a few characters that seem to want to play along with this whole game and how the school works, but then they don't really think further than like what's right in front of them right now.
断っていいんですか？先生に何かしてほしいと言ってるわけじゃない。見届けませんか？この一件の結末を。お待たせしました。
折来た学ぶ。
いいだろう、綾小路。だが例の約束は忘れるな。
ええ、あなたの妹を生徒会に入れることへの助力ですね。
I was just about to ask, like, what is his motivation for helping Ayana Koji? Like, but that's a good motivation.
何を考えている？一体どうやってこの件の始末をつける気だ？
彼は一人で戦争を終わらせるつもりなんですよ。
なんだと？
残念だぜ、軽井沢。お前はここで壊す。
Very dramatic.
なんであいつが？
綾小路。
遅くなって悪かったな、軽井沢。
どうして来たの？
軽井沢からメールをもらった。
See, I don't remember that she did that in the last episode. Did I miss it? Or was it intentionally left out so that this would be more of a twist? Which it isn't, because either people told me that I missed it, or I didn't miss it and it was meant to be a twist, and now it's not a twist because people told me that she texted him. I'm not sure. But I don't remember that she texted him. I do, when people told me, oh, remember when he was on the bench, he texted the mastermind or something. I was like, oh yeah, he did. But I don't remember her texting. I don't remember seeing that the anime showed us that. And that's why, because I remember saying in my reaction last time, I feel like she's being, like her behavior is frustrating me, but I don't know how I'm going to feel next week and what they might reveal. And now it reveals, okay, thank fucking God, she did text him. And whether or not I missed that, I don't know, but I do remember saying that I feel like I need to wait for this week before I make my final my mind up about how I feel about her, right? But at the end of the day, I did point out that I think that I need more context and this episode will provide it, so I don't know.
つまり俺がお前たちの探し求めてた人間だ。
バカバカしい。こいつはただの間抜けなお人よし。
Oh girl,
犯人の私を
you're embarrassing yourself. Put down your hand. Wipe the smug look off your face and sit down.
疑いも
無人島の試験でお前のデジカメは故障していた。
なんでそれを。
壊したのは俺だ。
なるほどな。お前が D クラスの黒幕か。だが綾小路、もしお前が黒幕だとしてだ、俺には悪手に見えるぜ。この一件でお前が取るべき最善策は軽井沢を見捨てることだった。
No, because how will you survive barging behind enemy lines all by yourself? Dejuan is, at least so far I can tell from the anime, he's this guy who thinks he's super smart and presents himself like, oh, he has these strategies and stuff, but actually he's just a brute and can't think further than fucking what's right in front of him. Like, just here by your nose. Really smart people can think 5 steps ahead. And apparently he's a lot smarter in the manga, in the light novel. But I don't read the light novel, so I only see what's here, and he looks a little bit dumb. Oh god, I'm gonna piss off the dragon the boy stands.
俺はただ軽井沢を迎えに来ただけだ。
おいおい、もう少し遊んでけよ。鷹をくくってんじゃねえのか。こっちが無茶をしないと。
Oh yeah. Ayano Koji be like, all according to Keikaku. And you're playing into it. And it's...
暴力はこの世で最も強い力だ。
Okay.
どれだけ小細工しようと。
He's not wrong in the sense that that is how things work in the wild. But I know this is a meme, but we live in a society for that reason, so that we can avoid having to live like animals and relying on brute force and violence and all that kind of stuff. You forget that part, I guess. But, as long as he, for the most part, hides that he's doing things with his superior power, that is violence, I guess he can scrape underneath and avoid the, having eyes on him like a cockroach or a rat.
この場にいる4人じゃ俺は止められない。
石崎。
Wow.
あんたたち遊んでるんじゃないの。
Wow. Oh God. If she wasn't in love before, she's in love now. She was in love before. Also, don't tell me he was so stupid that he only had one lookout. Please, he's not that dumb, right? He had another lookout, right? I feel like this might be the reason they didn't do it on the rooftop and they did it in a random abandoned construction site on a school grounds in a dark place with the lights. Like, I feel like this is the reason why. Maybe it looks a little bit, it's supposed to look a little bit cooler. Maybe they don't have to go so, because the visuals, like, they don't have to worry too much about the animation and stuff and how it looks because it's so dark and dingy. It's like watching that one Game of Thrones episode, The Long Night, and they literally made the whole thing like so dark. I had to like you know, so then you can't really see if the visuals aren't all like it looks cool. They don't have to do extra effort because, well, you're struggling to see anyway. But yeah, I'm being a bit nitpicky right now, but this is a very good show, and it has set a high bar for itself, so I'm judging it by its own bar, okay?
部屋の工事がこんなに。
まだ気づかないか。暴力で
I guess they didn't watch Attack on Titan when it came out, right? They didn't see the whole Annie versus Eren scene, and you use how you use your opponent's force and size to your advantage. No? Okay.
この状況は俺が作り出したものだ。俺が本気で正体を隠すつもりなら最初から真鍋を利用したりしない。
どうする息吹。
なんなのよ。あんたも。部屋の工事も。ムカつけ。よくわかんないけど。ムカつけ。
That would have looked so cool on the roof in the light when I could see more. But it still looked very cool. Don't get me wrong. I just think with a little bit more details, a little bit more light. I mean, this whole show is based on the premise of they're in a school, but it's not just a school. It's like, and the rooftop is the scene in most school anime, so they could have really capitalized on that, and they didn't. They chose a dingy, freezing cold, abandoned, dark construction site.
おみそれしたぜ。綾野浩二。
Look how more he treated her more softly. Nice. I hate that everything's so dark. Like, that visual right there has the potential to be like, maybe what I'm watching on has bad quality, but also it would have looked so cool on the roof, like towards sundown or something. You keep telling yourself that. First of all, if it's a game to you, you're about to lose. Second of all, I think we're about to hear his sad backstory about why he is the way he is. Nice music, nice sound effects.
この場ではお前が勝つかもな。だが明日は
繰り返せばいずれ勝てると。負けることが怖くないのか。
恐怖なんて俺にはない。一度も感じたことがない。
お前の言う恐怖ってやつが本当に呼び起こされるのか試してるんだが。
But he's dead on the inside.
会いに行くと何もないな。
そうかよ。
But I feel like this should be a wake-up call to everyone to take fucking martial arts. Like, you would look like a badass when you're able to save the girl. Or, you know, just, I don't know. For your health.
もういいさ、龍炎。お前は恐怖を感じたことがないと言っていたな。
He's not feeling joy. That's the whole point. Can anyone really be taking that many shots without fucking passing out? Like, he has to be pulling his punches a lot for him not to have passed out at this point. Yeah, he's not you. That's for every person, and he just pissed his pants, and that's for every person that you punched or broke their foot or whatever to get the head. This face tells me that he's not gonna be coming after Ayano Koji again. Hello. Ooh, she just went from being in love maybe to verging on, oh fuck. Oh, back to in love. Wow, that was good. That was very good. It made me, that last part made me kind of, when he said that no matter what, he'll always come to rescue her if she's in trouble, blah, blah, blah. It made me think of a quote from Jordan Peterson, who wrote that book, 12 Rules of Life. It's a quote where he talks about how, like, well, without getting too deep into it, but he just says that you should become a monster, an absolute monster, and then learn to control it. So that, essentially, so that you can protect those you love and protect what you love, right? Because they're always gonna be bad guys, and they're almost always gonna be like Ryuen. And as much as we want to stay away from a world, as I said earlier, we want to live in a society so that we don't have to live like the animals and rely on force and violence in order to survive. As much as we want to further ourselves from that, from the wild, like I said, there will always be bad guys. You always need to use your strength to protect others rather than to hurt others. But as much as you say that, there will be people who use their strength to hurt others. So, yeah, very, very good episode. Sure, I would have preferred if it happened on a rooftop. I think in terms of visuals, it could have looked a lot better. But based on, and this is my personal opinion, but based on the rest of the season and what they've, like, the visuals have been a consistent 7 to me. It's been fine, good, average. It just doesn't seem like on the rooftop it may have looked really bad. Like, maybe they don't have the capability, the time, talent, or, and no offense, like, I could never do something like this, but this is just my review. One random person on the internet, but maybe they just don't have that let's say, time to animate something like that. If it were, you know, open in light, this dark, dingy with the light shining, like that just gives it a cooler effect, and it can. I still think there were ways I could have improved this whole setup from the last episode, especially. But yeah, maybe they just knew like, hey, this is gonna work easier for us. Let's change it. So I still would have preferred a rooftop fight. I think it would have been more quintessential to the school anime experience, you know. I had to download the episode because of the speed 0.09. Anyway, I can understand why so many people kind of revere Ayano Koji, but both him and Ryuen in this episode, I kind of looked at them. First, it was mainly Dragon Boy. He made me think. I recently watched the Joker 2019 movie, and for the majority of the movie, I was just, and towards the end, I just saw the characters just made me sad. They looked sad, and just sad. They made me like, this is a sad, tragic character, you know. And then there at the end where Ayano Koji was, if you think about it logically, he had no other choice in that situation right there where it was like 4 versus 1. A girl's freaking, she's been tortured by these people. He has been hurting his own people. Like in this situation right here, in this little microcosm of a microcosm of a microcosm, he had no choice but to, because Ryuen was fighting him right there, and he was saying like, I'll come at you, I'll keep coming at you, I'll come at you. So he's like, he just had to beat some sense into him, you know. And I don't know what could happen, but I don't think that the Ryuen is going to come at him anymore, which is kind of like the whole point. The sad part is that this just reinforces in Ryuen's mind, it may just reinforce what he believed, that force is the, you have to be strong, you have to, that's how the world works, violence and force. But actually no, because Ayano Koji never uses that until he has to defend himself against Ryuen's force. Does that make sense? So I hope that he thinks a little bit further than his nose and realizes that in this situation, force wasn't the winner. It was. But just to realize that the only reason the force won, the force, it was because you used it when you didn't need to use it. Like it was defense. But at the end of the day, I think all Ryuen's mind is going to see is that force won. If I was stronger, I would have beat him. Because even in the real world, that is how it works. If some bad guy like Ryuen does, like, how are you going to stop that person? You have to fight fire with fire. But that's what I like about Ayano Koji's character, is that he never uses that until the last moment when it's needed. So he is strong, but he doesn't use and abuse the power all over the place, you know? It's purely last minute, this guy is coming at me right now, and he's hurt other people, he's hurt Kay. So like, now it's just fucking self-defense. I don't know. You could argue that, oh well, he manipulated the situation so that it would end up in a physical fight, but that's because that's all Ryuen understands, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? So I can't switch to another screen because I don't know, it's my Switch screen. I mean, Switch as in the game thing. So story-wise, I would give it an 8.5. Characters, I would give it an 8.5. Visuals, I would give it a... It was an 8. It was very good, but minus, or let's say I would have given it, but I'm just miffed about the. It really felt to me like I was watching Game of Thrones, The Long Night. Was it that episode? Well, if you're a Game of Thrones watcher, you know what episode I mean. So in that sense, I'm just gonna give it a 7.5. It was good, leaning towards very good, but I don't know. I feel like it needed light. I guess the fight would have happened at night anyway, but it's just too difficult when you've watched, and I know I'm not supposed to compare anime, but I can't help it. Like, I've seen freaking shows where characters fight, various shows, and it happened in the daytime, it's happened in the night. I've seen characters fight in the water, so like I can't help but subconsciously to think that this is very good, but I've seen better. So I'm going to give it a 7.5, and I think that that's fair. Audio. Some of the music's very good, and some of the music's good. And the voice acting is overall very good. So I'm going to give it like a 7.8. Enjoyment, 8. That gives us an 8.1. Let me know what you guys think, how much you would have how much you would score the episode. I think it was overall a very good episode. It was exciting, like, whoa, this is happening in a show that's like all mind games and this and that, and something there's a physical fight, like, and isn't that funny that something like physical fights do excite us as people? But I mean, that's why we have sport, right? Controlled violence, WWE or whatever, that kind of stuff. So that's something to think about. But I guess that's, our animalistic nature, part of us that did come from the wild, but we are not animals. We have critical thinking and all these kinds of things. So we have to find ways where we can express that side of us without having it rule over us, which is what, in Ryuen's case, it ruled over him. And he let it cloud his vision, because he's actually a character that has a lot of potential for, like, he could be strong and smart, but his obsession with power, force, kind of like, it clouds his potential for smart. Oh, and I don't know if I said this, but when Aino Koji was like, oh, this is so boring, like, that made me feel sad for him as well. He also felt like kind of a tragic character, like, man, what happened to you? But whatever happened to him made him who he is today. Can't take it back, so you can only learn to, I don't know, we'll have to learn more about this character. At this point, I feel a little bit sad for him, but at the same time, I feel like it might be, it might be something sad might have happened to him. There's no point in feeling pity for him now, because he is smart, he is strong, he's not bad. He does good things, whether or not it like, he came to save her, but I don't know if there's still just too much, I don't know. But I don't know, I like his character. And I look forward to seeing more. So let's leave it at that. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week for the last episode. Bye!